What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a good review of Lantheus Holdings, that is ticker symbol LNTH. The big problem here is this stock went over 1,000% from $11 to over 120. The big question I have here is one, it went from 120 now down to 54. Typically 50% drawbacks are normal. But what I want to see is, can this stock do another 10x 1000%? Are institutions buying or selling? Are insiders buying or selling? Where can we find sustained support and long-term resistance to identify where this stock could potentially be? We're also going to run my proprietary stock price calculation to see if this stock is worth $54. Maybe it's worth 100. We're going to get there. It's a problem. I'm going to need you to follow along, and we're going to go ahead and go now. Alrighty, we are on the Lantheus website. I promised my granddaughter I would be here. So obviously this is a drug manufacturing company. Not so obvious. Provision of diagnostic imaging, nuclear medicine products. They develop products that help healthcare professionals in patient management and outcomes, and assist clinicians with the detection of cardiovascular disease. Newsflash, cardiovascular disease, it impacts, I think, quite a bit of people every year. I'm not going to say the exact stat because I don't know for sure. But we can see this stock was as low as $2. It did a 10x, came back down, did another 10x, and now it's coming back down. This is definitely going to be one worth watching. So they are profitable, so that is good to know. Their forward PE is cheaper than what it is today, meaning if the company continues their margins, revenues, profits, guidance, etc., they're going to be cheaper in the future than they are today. That's always good to see. And we can see the current PE, the price to earnings, is at a 14.39. 15 is kind of the bar. So it is below the bar, which is good. Forward PE is even lower. That's even better. Debt is very low, so that is fantastic. Quick ratio is a 4, meaning if they close their doors tomorrow, they can pay everything. They can pay off any debts, notes, loans, IOUs, etc. Let's go ahead and look. Earnings per share this year is going to be negative. Next year's positive. The past 3 years, it has been 40.75% positive. I believe there's a little negative sign here, but it is green. I don't know if that is an error. Sales have been positive for 3 years. Oh, I see what they did. Okay, EPS for the past 3 years, flat. Past 5 years, 40%. And then sales the past 3 years were 53%, and 5 years were 54%. Okay. Institutions own quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and open this up here, LNTH. We're going to see what the new data is in just a moment, see what institutions are doing. It looks like institutions are buying, but we're going to go ahead and validate that in a moment. Shares outstanding and shares flow are under 100 million. That is generally good. It's whether there's a billion, 100 million, whatever. Under 100 million means this stock can be pretty volatile, and as we can see, I mean, the stock was just at 127, got as low as 47. So the shares can move rather thinly. Okay, so let's go ahead and run my proprietary calculation here. This is a market cap of 3,680,000,000 with positive income. That means they're profitable of 271 million. That's it. And market cap 3.68. Okay. And total sales is going to be 1,520,000,000. Very good. And then again, they have low debt. So this is going to be a very good looking ticker, in my opinion. Okay, total cash. Wow. 695,570,000. That's insane. Total long-term debt, 614 million. 700,000. All right. And then just going down here really quick, total liabilities 949, total assets 2.1 billion. So assets dwarf liabilities at least 2 to 1, which is fantastic. And then insiders are selling. They were selling at whatever the potential top was. That was late last year, coming into this year. Even as early as this year, a few months ago. So typically when you see insiders selling, it represents that stock is potentially overpriced. And then again, when we see insiders selling, maybe they know something, the stock is potentially undervalued. So let's go back and stop getting distracted. All right. Analysts have a price target of $92, and my extra fine 1,000% precise calculator says 67,990,000. The potential stop price could be $81.66. So mine is a little bit maybe more accurate. The stock is currently $54. So analysts have a higher rating than I do. So that is fine with me. I don't see anything wrong with analysts' targets versus my target. Truist has a $63 price target. That's probably accurate. I mean, they have it at a 63 and it's at a 54, so I think it's just a wait and see type thing. I'm excited to chart this. And institutions own 120.85%. That is old data. New data shows that they own 151%. That is a 30% increase. And as you can see, we are at an all-time high right there. That is crazy. Just want to see if there's been any bigs. Janice Henderson, 2 days ago, what did they do? They just trimmed 0.23%. So that means they trimmed 17,000 shares. Okay. Morgan Stanley. Okay. You could come here if you want and look at the different big money, small money, ETF funds, mom and pop shops, etc. Go to fintel.io/SO/US/LNTH, and that is the ticker we are looking at. Now for the real cool stuff. LNTH. I have done this one before. Ooh, this one really took off. That is insane. I don't even remember I don't even know if I've ever done a YouTube video on this one, but look, it just takes off right there. That is absolutely insane. False trap. I don't know why. I'm not sure what these represent. I'm just gonna remove it. So, yeah, strong support at $28. Extend to the right. 28 is a little bit of a far cry if you X me. Let's go ahead and extend that to the right. That is good. This line right here, when the stock tries to make a reversal like a U, it's going to have some resistance right there. Let's go ahead and just chart this out. Gosh, we go there. Look at that. I went from this point as our resistance to this point, activate, to our support. Stock almost touched it right there. That is crazy. Okay, we're going to continue to hone in on this chart here. That is pretty strong. That is also very strong. Okay, in terms of patterns that we can see, I do see a head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then just breaking down right here. So the stock did bounce off. Let me just go ahead and get this. Right there is going to be support. So you can see resistance, then turned to support, support. Almost came down, acted as support, it bounced off. So now we're in this weird little area. Again, the stock is valued high. Let's look at their revenues really quick on a quarter-to-quarter basis. 391, they went down 372, 378. Look at the gross profit. Gross profit also high, lower, lower. And then if we look at the annual, 1.2 billion in 2023, 1.5 billion, 1.53 billion in 2024, and then the trailing 12 months were at 1.52 billion. We still have September, October, November, December. We have 4 months. And I'm guessing earnings have already happened. Let's see. I'm just guessing. Yeah, earnings happened on the 6th of August. They beat the EPS. So that is good. So yeah, I mean this one's decent. The trend is your friend until the end. I would say maybe give this one a little bit of time. If the stock closes below 53 for the month of August, there's a high probability it could come back down to 48. Again, it's just going to tap here. We did see a tap here, 2 taps here. It almost came down here. Strong bounce off right here. And you can see there has been some demand for the shares at this low 50, high mid 40 level. So it's really up to the eye of the beholder. I think if we do get into a black swan scenario, and I do think 2030 is going to be that time, extend to the right. We can see right here. Oh, maybe that's what those red I had these for. But I mean, that would be, it doesn't, the expansion's not right. So again, coming down into this purple channel would be fantastic. We can see came into the purple, came into the purple. Coming back into the purple would be nice. And then if we're looking at Fibonacci arcs, which is my favorite, we would go from this, I would just go from the low. We have the all-time low right here, 176. Is that right? 176. Yeah. So that's our all-time. We can see great respect there, great respect there, 10 out of 10 respect there, bounces off. So yeah, good chance the stock potentially stays in this channel. I'll make it a mint, thick mint. So again, potential, it does play out like that. But again, this company is kind of hot right now. So $80 price target is mine. Analysts have it at 92. Trend is your friend until the end. A 50% pullback is normal. And we'll do a Fibonacci time series here. Wrong one. Fibonacci retracements. Here we go. And we'll go to the low of 176. Let's edit that really quick. All right, the high is 126.89. And the low was 176, correct. And then the 50% retracement is going to be right here. So it went below the 50% retracement, but it bounced off the 38.2% retracement. And you can see these retracements are highly respected by these candles. Resistance breaks through, resistance breaks through, breaks through, acts as great support, great test. This tries to break 3 times, gets rejected, comes back through. Again, just Fibonacci is incredible. So this one, I am just on the sideline now. Again, the perfect entry would be this purple channel. Could be several years. Every time it's gone on this purple channel, it has done a 10x. So just remember that. I would put an alert for the price when it goes below. And again, I think 2030 is where we're going to have our next periods of panic. So that puts us about $28, $29. So I can just do this right there and just create an alert off of that. Crosses below, purple channel watch. And that's how we do it. If you guys like this content, please consider subscribing. Otherwise, take care and I'll see you in the next one.